Why does private tuition not always work, and how to choose an effective tutor? I'm speaking mainly about private tuition in academic subjects. Private tuition is actually one of the oldest form of teaching. It predates the traditional classroom teaching. People like Mozart in the 1750s, well, he was born in 1756, 1760s or 70s, to over 250 years ago. They used to earn their keep. They used to earn money by providing private tuition for the sons and daughters of wealthy people. Sadly enough, the work they did, what they composed, wasn't worth much at the time. They earned their keep by providing private tuition mainly. They do earn money by playing for kings and whatever. Anyway, so private tuition has been around for a very, very, very long time. Actually, I'm talking about private tuition in GCSE and A level. It can work and it can be very effective. Give you a couple of quotes from the BBC. Also, the same thing was reported by the Guardian newspaper and some other reputable media as well. Private tutoring is the hidden secret, allowing better off families to stop their less able children from failing at school, research suggests. Another quote, the certain trust said private tuition was the hidden secret of British education in an educational arms race that reinforces the advantage of youngsters from richer homes. It's a rather interesting phrase there, education arms race. That's a rather strong phrase to use for children education, but let's face it, that's what it is. Because in my view, after, I suppose, health include food and safety, food, drink, and being safe. And the next thing after health is shelter, the roof over your head and the clothes you wear. So those two things are the most important in life: health, your health, and shelter. Third come education, because the quality of your education for most people determines the quality of life. Well, definitely the standard of life, and to a great extent the quality of life as well. So education is so important. We all know that. Now, let's go back to the issue specifically about private tuition. The reality is, perhaps, who needs private tuition? Kids go to school, they are being taught at school. They should spend their weekends, I suppose, playing football, playing rugby, doing ballet dancing, or God forbid, just playing on social media or their mobile devices. But the reality is that the world is a competitive place, and there are good schools out there, but there are schools that are not so good. So private tuition, sadly, is necessary. Actually, 1 out of 4, a quarter of young people in England had sought or has got one form of private tuition by the time they are 18 years old. In the southeast, in the London area, the figure is 40%, which I dispute. In certain circles, I think it's as high as 80%, because starting from the 90s to the early 2000s and so on, I used to drive to people's houses in this suburb, in the homes of people. I used to give private tuition too. And from what I know, the figure is much, much higher than 40% in certain demographics. Anyway, let's go back to it. Why does it not work? This is what this video is about. Why is it that private tuition doesn't always work? I just cite about 5 or so reasons why I think it doesn't usually work, or when it doesn't work, the reason why it doesn't work. Inadequate preparation on the part of the student. The mind of the student is not always ready for it. Sometimes they are forced into it. There's not enough dialogue going on between the parent and the student, because before the private tuition is sought for them. Number 2, a lack of focus on specific outcome. That, okay, I want private tuition for my child. Which subject and what do I want them to achieve by when? A target ought to be set to make it effective. Number 3, number 3 is the inability to find the right tutor or the tuition center to provide a private tuition for your child. And number 4, the tutor or the teacher just teaching the concept, but they're actually not proactively reinforcing and diagnosing the students' understanding and setting them the appropriate level of work after the teaching, and not just setting it, but actually checking the work and marking it, providing meaningful feedback. And number 5, the last but not the least, is not ensuring that the work submitted by the student is done in a way that reflects how examinations are done. Too many teachers set a lot of work which is multiple choice, or getting them to type up all the essays. I mean, minor things like a student who write all their essays by typing it and then come to the exam where they have to handwrite. You may think it's a minor thing, it's huge, because the time it takes to write is different from the time it takes to type. Also, students handwriting, students not practicing enough handwriting. These are something you may think is minor, but they are major, and it doesn't only apply to private tuition as well. It occurs, sadly, even traditional school teachers who don't allow their teaching and the work the students do to reflect how the proper exam is done. Very important point. So now I've got a gift for you in case if you want private tuition to work for your child. I've got a booklet using my 29 years of teaching experience to put together recommendation in terms of the decision-making process of agreeing with your child that private tuition is the right thing for them, finding the tutor, and also when you found it, making it work, what you do when they are doing the tuition so that they're getting the most out of it. To get a copy of my booklet, I've written a book, but it's not about my book. This is about a little booklet which I've written. And to get it, please go to www.excelilearn.com/how to choose effective tutor. There's hyphen between how to choose effective tutor. So I repeat, www.excelilearn.com/how to choose effective tutor. You will get a copy of the book. Actually, we send it to you in the post. We're not going to ask for your credit card. We pay for it. Just give your address and then we send the booklet to you in the post. It will help you to make the best out of any private tuition you may find for them. After all, I repay with that headline, which is published on the BBC website, saying that the secret weapon, calling private tuition the secret weapon in the education arms race. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.